Hey, Jay here. We're gonna give you some tips on fixing your bike that's all bent up from a crash. Okay, it happens. Unfortunately, it happens to my buddy Cody a little bit more often than others. And what can take the brunt of it is your bars, your front end. We're gonna go over some of those things to help you fix it and get you back out on the track or trail. Okay, so many times the bars aren't actually bent, just the front end's out of whack. So we'll talk about that as we're going. So right now, in this case, we know the bars are bent. We can see it. You can see the bike landed here hard on the grip. The bars are actually bent down. So this was a substantial hit. Spencer was behind Cody, saw him hit, bent the lever down as well, which these don't bend very often at all. So this is bent, the lever's bent, bars are bent down. But sometimes it's the mounts, which we're gonna check also to make sure, and then the front end's off. So we're gonna start on that right now. So Cody's gonna loosen the front wheel. We're gonna undo the nut. We're gonna loosen the nut up front, and then we're gonna loosen all 4 pinch bolts. So that's one of the first things we like to do. I like to get the front number plate off and out of our way as well. Okay, and we're gonna take obviously the bar pad off. We'll just pull that off. We have a little hour meter in our way on this one, so I don't have too many hours in this bike. So just 19. These are the Champ bin bars. I will say that no matter what bars you're using,
they will bend.
They will bend to get into the right crash. And at some point, something's got to give. If they don't bend, something else is going to break. You know, you're going to break. So something's got to give when there's an impact like that. So I got our hour meter mounted up right there. Works connection makes that. We're going to pull that out of the way. Okay, so you got that loose?
Front wheel's loose.
Right. So let's show that. Ready? Okay, so our front wheel is completely loose. We got the pinch bolts loose on the forks. The nuts off here. All the bolts are loose. So we want the front wheel completely loose. We're going to end up loosening all the forks, and we're going to show you how to do that in a second. Let me get this front number plate off and out of our way. Cody's going to grab a 10 T-handle and loosen the forks. Get that out of the way. So this first thing I like to do is straighten this up, and as you can see, look at the front here. Does the front fender look lined up with the tire?
It's gotten better since we've loosened the front wheel.
Okay, so that loosening the front wheel will let the forks move to their more natural spot. But we're gonna loosen these forks and see what else happens here. Get them all loose, and they're probably gonna fall and move, and we'll have to reposition them, but that's what we gotta do. You can have the front wheel off while you do this, it's fine, but we're just gonna, for ease, we'll just leave it on. Okay. So now everything's loose, like this. Now, look at that. We're all wiggly and jiggly, and we're set. So now we're gonna set up our fork height. You got that 10, Cody? Come on over here. We're set this one up first. We're gonna go right about there. And let's tighten these two first. I like to tighten the bottom ones, get them snug, just snug. We'll come back and torque them. Now, let's go. We're gonna do these as soon as I'm gonna get calipers. You can use a ruler. You guys can get it close. Let's see how close you guys are. Okay, perfect. Let's tighten it right there. Just get those two snug. Okay, now let's snug these top ones. I'm gonna get my torque wrench. Spencer's already got it set, right?
I haven't set it up yet.
Power on. 100 Newton meters.
Units.
Woo. Let's go to foot pounds.
We were doing
I can do it.
Clutch basket.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go down. There's no way to hold this thing down to go super fast.
Nah, you just gotta click it really fast.
Man, this is really hot, man. Okay, so we're gonna be like 14
Foot pounds.
Yeah.
Bottom. You just went to 17 foot.
Hold on. We're gonna back that one off because I was being silly. Cody, you back that one off for me. I gotta pay attention. I use my other torque wrench that I'm happy with. Yep. Okay. Green. Greens go. And then we're gonna come back on these. Green. Green. Okay, so we're gonna get these all nice and tight, and then we'll go tighter on the top ones. Okay, now let's take off. We're gonna put this back to stock. This bike's going back, so we're gonna pull off any zip ties or holders on here, and we're gonna pull back this throttle. We're gonna take this throttle apart because we're gonna put it stock one on. So pull these two bolts off down here. Cody and we'll take our front brake all the way off as well. And you can leave them. In this case, I would leave the throttle all together, but since we're going to take it apart, we're going to take it apart because we're going to put the different throttle tube in. And we'll just leave these loose, and we'll take this clutch all the way off. We're going to take all of our play out because we're going to put a different perch. We're going to put the stock perch back on. Okay. So let's get to work here. This off. This is the cover for the works connection. So now our front end is tight. You know what, Cody? Let's tighten up that front wheel, and Spencer can catch you.
Tighten it properly.
Yeah. So get that nut on there first. We're gonna put the nut on first. All right, Spencer. Here's a little trick on popping the clutch cable out. Till clutch cable's out. I'm gonna pull this off. Store this here. Put this back. So I like to tighten this good and tight, and it'll start to spin on the other side. Don't stress it.
Boom.
Boom. Now tighten those two. There we go. Okay, I'm undoing the kill switch Phillips right here. Spence, check this out. When you undo this screwdriver is a Japanese industrial standard, JIS. It fits in here way better because a lot of guys round this out. If you use this screwdriver, it fits in there way better into the groove.
All right, Cody's gonna slam the bars now.
Hold on one second. Let me get this kill switch off. So there's a couple different ways you can do this to center. Where the goal right now down there where Cody's working is to.
So look at this. So this side's tight, those pinch bolts and the axle nut. But this side of here is still loose and it can still move.
All right. Okay, let's go. So you can pull down on the front end, grab the front brake, which we have loose right now. We can grab like that, and you'll see it down there. Watch it on there at the axle real steady. Spin the wheel, Cody. So that's gonna pull it in. You can also whack the bar side to side to help center it up. So now we're centered, and we should be able to tighten up that side.
Left with a not brake side.
So get that tight, and it's better to do stuff in order so you don't forget to do it.
Good. Great. My front wheel and the forks are torqued and tight.
Okay, so right now I'm taking off the ODI grip, which is really nice and easy to do. Just pull it off, and you can see this one got pretty damaged in the little crash. Let's loosen this. We can take this off. Now in this case, I could bend this lever back pretty well. The perch is still good, lever's bent. I would probably bend it back. And safest thing to do is put it in a vise and you can bend it. Okay. Levers off. So now let's grab a 10 T-handle and take off here. Let's loosen those while we got the bars on. I think it's a little better to take those bottom bar mounts off. What does that look like, a 17? Okay, so we got our bar mounts loose. Now we're gonna take the bars off. We're at this point. I think it's a little easier to get them off, get those nuts broke loose down on the bottom while the bars are still on. All right. Now, you want to pay attention to how these are stock, which direction they go. A lot of different mounts will have different markings and so forth. These look pretty much universal, like they could flip. Some can't. So we'll just put these. These have a dot in the front, right there. So they'll go to the front. And so you're always looking for a mark like that, and your owner's manual or book will tell you what that is. But typically the mark goes to the front. Okay, do those look bent?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. Okay, so at this point right here, this is what we're looking at to see if it's bent. And as you can see, we look pretty good. Now, a lot of bar mounts, this bolt is replaceable. So in this case, if this had bent, you would have to get the whole mount. But these actually look fine and not a problem. On KTM models, these top plate is one piece that goes across, and that'll bend and tweak right across the top. So in this case, we're good to go, and we're going to put these bar mounts back on. And we should have paid attention to where we were. Were we here? We were there. Okay. Good thing.
I have video of it.
There we go. All right. We have a little cheater way we can kind of spin it like this, get it down pretty far. Then at this point, it's easier to get the bars on, because the bars will help us hold it. Let's get, what else do we got to get on here? Front brake first, right? And then throttle goes right there, right? So throttle's on like that. So here we are, just like this. Let's grab our mounts. Okay, start down or down. I like to get the front ones dialed down low, and we want to keep them all at the same gap. So let's see what it looks like here. I'll get some glasses on and get these things, loosen those up a little, Cody. And we got these marks to work with. Once we get close, we'll sit on the bike, okay, right there, and then get those back ones. Okay, now what we're gonna do here now is, let's put this right to here. We're gonna let these up a hair and then be tightening these. We're gonna keep these kind of about the similar gap. Okay, so we're in the ballpark right there. So we're gonna leave them just all snugged up right now. Now we're gonna tighten up those mounts underneath. And these are solid mounted. There's no rubber in here, like on some models. We could use that in there. Good and tight. Okay, so we're good and tight. Torqued in there. Oh, we forgot our little spacer here, but this spacer pops on. Just like that. Okay. That spacer keeps the gap good for the throttle. Okay. Next step is, let's hook up our clutch. So put a little bit of that in there. Push this through. Just like that. And then this has got to go through here. Just like that. And then this will fit into here. Now, looks like our adjustment might be a ways off. We'll see. Let's see how much we got here. Yeah, I think we got enough room. So we're going to put that much play. We're going to put the adjuster on this big nut. We'll turn that. So we're good on adjustment. Let's put kill switch right to here. I think it was going like this, huh? Like that. And a lot of times you see something like that has a little, you could, check your, Spencer's always a good advocate of, if you don't know how something goes back together, you're not going to remember. So take some pictures and or video it before you take it apart. Like you could video all that, how all the wires are run and all that before you start, and it'll help you a ton. We for sure do that when we start taking whole wire harnesses off bikes, things like that. Okay, so you want to get it, I like it a little bit away from the grip, because if you're leaning in, you're not leaning on it. Also, you see we run it up so that it's not towards our thigh where it could hit our thigh, and
we're doing sick whips.
Sick whips are getting laid over in the turn. Okay, so that's feeling pretty good right there. We're gonna put a piece of electrical tape on here most likely, or one of those stock. All right, so at this point, there's a couple different ways to do this. Let's take the, should we do it the right way or the quick way?
The easy way.
The right way or the cheater way. So you can grab that throttle tube with needle nose, which is kind of a cheater way, but not good on the longevity of the cable, and not something we should probably promote. So the best way is to do it like we're doing it, take the throttle all the way apart. Also, if you took this play out, it might help you a little bit too. I get it all on, and then I can pull back just enough. Spencer was trying to correct the Grand Master here. So I like to do the grip before all this. So I go to here, and then I'm going to come back just a hair. And then Cody's going to pull that rubber piece back while he tightens up those 2 bolts. I'm going to do it right about there. I'll hold it back, tighten those up. I think that's one of the best sounds in motocross, isn't it?
Yes.
A 2-stroke. What do you think?
Pretty good.
I mean, it's better, you know, a running bike. But when you're in the garage and guys come over and they go, on a 2-stroke, with a 4-stroke, like no care. 2-stroke, and in some bikes you can, like the vintage bikes, more older, you can that slide slams down. Sounds really cool. All right. So anyway, back to our topic here. We're just gonna snug these up right here because now I'm gonna hop on the bike, and we're gonna set those bars really well. And our play is pretty good. I'm gonna live with that play just like that. You can put a little bit of this in there and slam this on here. If you want to adjust that play, let's talk about that real quick. You would just loosen this nut, and you can dial this in to make it looser, dial it out to give you less play. But you want to have a little bit of play. That's probably a tiny bit more than we'd run, but that's pretty good. Okay, so now we're going to hop up here onto the machine. We're going to go with 10 so I'm going to set bars first because I can't set levers and then do bars. So I'm going to set bars. Whoa, right there, right here. Carmichael style, they say. All right. And Rhino is a believer in having them way down low too. I have over the years gotten them a little closer to me, and I think it does help and give you a little more control. Okay, how's our gap on the?
It'll be touching on the front, right?
Close to. Not because these are kind of symmetrical, so we're pretty good. We're gonna let it go. We're gonna let it go to the stop. I think going to the stop is nice. You don't need anyone to. It just goes to the stop, and you go back and forth. Are we even and even?
We're even.
And that'll put us even on the back ones. And clutch lever is pretty good. And the clutch lever was tight where it was when we had these stock bars stored, so I think that position is about right from where we had it before. So that's pretty good right there. Okay, bar pad time. Might seem like a simple, easy deal, but bar pad. I like to put this in first before the foam piece, of course, so you're not fighting it. Work it around like this. And then get your foam in here like that. And then you can position this thing around.
Pull up from the bottom.
And then you can keep turning it. It'll turn a little bit more to where it's at its home. Okay, nice. Is that good? Yeah. What else we got?
You got started?
We can't start it in here. It's really hot outside, so we got the air on in the shop, and it's plenty hot in here. Shoot, it's 84, 86 in here. Yeah. So we've been opening the door too much. So
I'll put a video of it running right here.
Video of it running. Okay.
We can't have a dirt bike video and not start a dirt bike.
There we go. All right, so YZ250, swapping bars. Most of what we did there would relate to most all bikes. To fix your front end, you got to do all those steps. If your bar mounts are bent, you're going to need to get new bar mounts, or at least sometimes it's just the one side can be bent. A lot of times the bars aren't bent. It's the bar mounts have shifted in the rubber mounts. So you can also just loosen everything, put them back, and you can be in good shape. So a lot of times it's not the bars after you loosen everything up and see that you're straight. So we look good and straight in the front now?
Yep.
Okay. What do you think?
Pretty good.
Pretty fun time. All right, check us out, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Email us if you have any questions or want the tire stand drawings. Tire stand right there. So if you want those drawings for that, hit us up. I think that's it. Have fun. We'll see you later. Track or trail.